Well, it's bad news for all the Bit Farms holders out there, myself included. It looks as though there's some turmoil within the company among the higher ranks. Uh, Geoffrey Morphy was terminated as CEO effective today. They currently have Nicholas Bonta, I'm not sure exactly how to say that, appointed as their interim CEO. Now, the reason for this is the extra scary part, which makes me think we're going to hit some severe lows here potentially very soon. And the reason for that was, if we scroll down here, on May 10th, 2024, the Morphy, the former CEO, filed a statement of claim to Superior Court of Ontario against the company. Basically, he's suing them for breach of contract, wrongful dismissal, aggravated and punitive damages. Um, and basically, they're backpedaling right now. They don't have a CEO, at least not one that they intended to have. Their former CEO is suing them. This is not good. And the market, the price is reflecting that right now. We're actually 7% down. I'll get to that chart in a moment. But on May 10th, we were also down big. I wasn't exactly sure why, but now I know why. Their CEO sued them and is terminated, and they're currently with an interim CEO, this Nicholas. That's bad. Additionally, they rescheduled their Q1 earnings report, which was supposed to be this morning. They've rescheduled it for Wednesday before market open. And that is as a result of what's going on here, where they've replaced the CEO suddenly, and they are now moving earnings to a different day to kind of backpedal again and get ready for that. So this is bad. This is actually kind of a worst case scenario for this situation. This is gonna get worse. So where are we right now? We broke this morning. We broke below the lowest low here. So we're making a newer low now. We made a higher low and a lower high. So remember how I was saying this was a spring and it was a pennant? Yeah, well, it broke to the downside, and that's bad. We came as low as $1.52 on this, which is basically 1 cent below my average, actually. So I'm actually losing money now if this thing goes any lower, and that sucks. Uh, don't like that. Now, how low is this going to go? This thing's going to come, very likely, we're going to come a minimum down to 135. I'm looking 135, I think is going to be our minimum move down here. Okay? So let me draw a line there. 135, I think we're going there. Okay? I think overall, we're going to get back into this box down here between 124 and 108. We might even go back sub $1. That's very much a possibility here. Like look at this candle. It's just going further and further and further. This is bad right now. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's crossing the threshold there. That sucks. Anyways, this is a rough one. I'm not even sure what to say about this here. When will it turn around? Now we've seen assets that have been beaten down by lawsuits before. This could be a pretty long thing. It could keep the price suppressed for a while. If they're not able to resolve it quickly and decisively and replace the CEO with someone that's going to be much better for the company, uh, this could severely dampen the upward potential of Bitfarms this cycle. Now, this is something that, of course, we had no way of knowing. This is one of the risks of investing, that something like this could be going on in the background that we're not aware of, and then it comes to light, and all of a sudden, all of our potential gains suddenly seem to be out of reach now. Now, that doesn't mean it's over. It doesn't mean that it's over, but it does mean there's going to be some pain. And that pain is going to take us likely down to this, 135, 120, maybe even level here on Bitfarms before we start seeing any gains on this thing again. Now, remember, it can rocket out of this pretty intensely. Like, remember, it came down all the way to 101 here on this. Like, it went up to 137, came all the way back down to 101, and then from there launched in a matter of weeks all the way up to 318, and then final thrust up to 356 before coming back down again. So it's not unprecedented that it goes on these epic rallies. Um, but with this type of headwinds uh, for them, this is gonna be rough. So Again, get your seatbelt on. This one's gonna be there's gonna be a lot of turmoil here. So be prepared for that. This is bad. That's all I've got to say about that. Specifically, I didn't want to make a video like this morning. I was ready to talk about Bitfarms' earnings and how they were going to be profitable and it was going to be great. And instead, the CEO is suing them for, tens of millions of dollars. They've got an interim in place, and they still are now they have one more thing to contend with on top of that. So, and that's why they didn't tell us why he was stepping down. That was a red flag, and I think that's why we saw BlackRock pull out 20 some odd percent of their position from Bitfarms in March. I think they might have known more about that situation and pulled out. Of course, that's just conspiracy. And of course, nothing I say here is financial advice or a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. So let's look at Bitcoin today. What's going on with Bitcoin? A whole lot of nothing. It's not doing too much. It's not bad though. We got growing volume, growing price. We are currently just below that level I want to see it get to, which is that $63,000 to get above, and then start crawling back up to around the 66,000 before we have a shot at doing anything else. Now this is looking a bit like a head and shoulders. Right here we got a shoulder, head, and another shoulder. And the neckline would be somewhere around here, like this. Okay. Just something like that would be about the neckline. So we would need to get above about 60. Yeah, we need to get above 66, not 66. We need to get above 64,500 in order to make that inverse head and shoulders kind of pop up, in which case that would take us up to around like that 70, 71, $72,000 range again, if that head and shoulders were to play out. Again, conversely, beneath $60,000, we're going right back to 56, 57, and potentially even to 52. I'm just going to keep talking about that. We are at the very bottom of the pi cycle here, and you see we are bouncing off of it, so that's nice. We might see ourselves do a nice little bounce here before doing anything else at some other Bitcoin miners. See if they are actually benefiting from Bitcoin going up today. They are 6% for CleanSpark. That's nice. At least my other larger holdings are doing well. Let's see what about Mara. How's Mara doing this morning? Mara's up 4%. That's pretty good. What about Riot? What's Riot doing? Riot's also up about 4% today. Bit Digital is up 3% today. That one's also coiling. Hopefully there's nothing scary going on in the background of Bit Digital. That would suck. That would piss me off. Let's take a look at IREN. IREN's up 2%. Let's see about the warrants, Cipher warrants. I always spell that wrong. Cipher warrants. Take a look at Cipher warrants. Those are down 4% today. Does that mean Cipher's down today? Take a look. No, Cipher's up today. Interesting. Sometimes they diverge. It's not the end of the world. Let's take a look at Wolf. Wolf is up 1%. So overall, the crypto mining market, the Bitcoin mining market is doing just fine aside from Bitfarms, and that is purely news driven. So we'll see how this happens. Hopefully they settle this thing quickly for that former CEO and they replace him with somebody that's going to just hit the ground running and be just absolute, like, we're getting this done, laser focused. Don't worry about it. We're taking care of it sort of person. And we can get back on track with Bitfarms. Hopefully that'll happen soon. The last thing I want to talk about today is Tesla. So, you know what? I don't want to talk about Tesla. So that's all. So that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a profitable day.